Hi, this is Wei Hao. I'm from the University of Melbourne. I'm sorry that I cannot attend the conference due to the visa problem, so I'm going to give the presentation through this video. As I don't have enough time to record all the voices, I will invite Alex as my voice actor to help me present our work.
Hi, this is Alex. I'm an artificial intelligence voice actor to help Wei Hao present the paper, Predicting Complex Activity from Ongoing Multivariate Time Series. Firstly, we introduce the background of this work. Then, we formalize our research problem. Next, we describe our proposed method to solve the problem. And then, we show the evaluation results. In the end, we make a conclusion. In this paper, we are trying to solve a problem in human activity recognition. So, let's first talk about what is the human activity recognition. The study of human activity recognition is to recognize an individual's physical activities such as walking, running, and cycling, using sensory data. This figure shows a general procedure of human activity recognition. We first use the sensors of portable devices to collect time series data. For example, we can use the accelerometer of an iPhone to collect a time series of 3-axis accelerations. Then, we feed the collected time series to a classification model to infer the user's activity. Note that the classification is usually trained offline with the same type of data. The inferred activity can be used in many applications, such as safety monitoring, fitness tracking, and contextual recommendation. Human activities can be categorized into two types, simple activity and complex activity. A simple activity is defined as an atomic activity, which cannot be further decomposed into other activities. Simple activities can be also addressed as actions. A complex activity is defined as an activity which is composed by a group of actions. Actions usually can be recognized in a short time period, as they have very simple patterns. For example, suppose walking is an action, it only need 1 second to be recognized. Complex activities are composed by a group of actions, as their patterns are much complex, they need to be recognized in a long time period. For example, suppose get up and walk is a complex activity. It includes actions, sitting, getting up, standing, and walking, and need 10 seconds to be accurately recognized. In several time-critical applications, we cannot wait for a long time to recognize a complex activity until it is fully observed. For example, a safety monitoring system is required to continuously predict dangerous complex activities in advance to avert or minimize their consequences. Therefore, our goal is to accurately predict the complex activity at arbitrary early stages with incomplete observations. Before formalize the problem, we define some symbols. Let X be the multivariate time series of a complex activity. Let Y be the label of the complex activity. Let Xt be the observed multivariate time series at time t. Given a data distribution D, our goal is to find a probabilistic model which predicts Y given X, and the expected prediction probability is maximized over the data distribution, considering all the possible early stages of the complex activities. However, predicting complex activities with incomplete observations is a challenging task. Our idea is to find the corresponding action sequence of the observed multivariate time series to assist the prediction of the complex activity. And we also consider that the complex activity prediction can help to find the action sequence. Therefore, the predictions of complex activity and the action sequence are mutually enhanced over time. Let the small a be an action. Let the capital A be the action sequence corresponding to X. Let AT be the observed action sequence at time t corresponding to xt. We propose simultaneous complex activities recognition and action sequence discovering, also called as SIMRAD. SIMRAD predicts a complex activity over time from an ongoing multivariate time series. SIMRAD utilizes two conditional probabilistic models, action sequence model and complex activity model. The action sequence model estimates the probability of the action sequence A given Y and X. This model is briefly addressed as ASM. The complex activity model estimates the probability of the label Y given A. This model is briefly addressed as CAM. Our SIMRAD algorithm predicts complex activities over time by alternate utilizing the action sequence model and the complex activity model. Suppose we are at time t, and we have a previously inferred activity label yt-1. SIMRAD first uses action sequence model to infer AT by estimating the probability of AT given xt and yt-1. SIMRAD then uses complex activity model to infer yt by estimating the probability of yt given AT. Next, we will discuss the modeling details of the action sequence model and the complex activity model. We propose the action sequence model, which estimates the probability of an action sequence as a product of probabilities of actions at each timestamp. The probability of an action is modeled by a deep neural network which takes a window of time series as input, and output the action is appeared or not. The structure of the deep neural network is shown in the figure. We learn the probability model of actions by optimizing the following objective function. We jointly maximize these three probabilities, which improves the effectiveness and robustness of the model. We propose the complex activity model, which estimate the probability of a complex activity by a softmax regression model. We extracts the temporal pattern from the action sequence as the feature vector for classification. For learning the complex activity model, we assign weights to the prediction probabilities for the maximization, and the weights are monotonically increasing with respect to time. This is because that the model should be more certain on the correct prediction when a complex activity is performed at a later stage. By alternate estimating of the action sequence model and the complex activity model, the SIMRAD algorithm predicts a complex activity over time as follows. We conduct experiments on opportunity dataset. The dataset includes 120 instances in total for 5 complex activities. And there are 33 different actions appeared in those 5 complex activities. We compare SIMRAD with 5 methods. SIMRAD uniformly improves the best accuracies of the comparison methods by average 7.2%. In conclusion, we propose SIMRAD algorithm which predicts the complex activity over time by finding a sequence of multivariate actions from multivariate time series data using a deep neural network. SIMRAD learns 2 probabilistic models for inferring complex activities and action sequences, where the estimations of the 2 models are conditionally dependent on each other. SIMRAD alternately predicts the complex activity and the action sequence with the 2 models, thus the predictions can be mutually updated until the completion of the complex activity. Thank you for your patience to my presentation. If you have any question, please contact Wei Hao using the following email address.
Thanks for watching this video. If you have any question, please contact me through this email address. Thanks again.